Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So inshallah, this is going to be the last video in our series of trade before we move on to another section. And we're going to be looking at the Nigerian economy. Nigerian economy, as we all know, is heavily dependent on the production and sales of crude oil and liquefied natural gas. In 1937, Shell Company, production company, was given the license to actually explore and see if they could actually discover oil in Nigeria. And after lots of work and excavation, oil was finally found in 1956 in Olobiri in Delta State. And since then, Nigeria has made trillions of money in the sales of crude oil to other countries. Before the discovery of crude oil, Nigeria was heavily dependent on the production of agricultural products. So the discovery of oil actually changed the way things were, and from agriculture, Nigeria moved into oil, and now we've seen the consequences of that because the country has to start importing food, which is not supposed to be. But things have started taking shape. The Nigerian government has started ensuring that things are getting better. Lots of incentives have been put into the agriculture. Lots of policies have been made. And Nigeria is getting back on its feet in the production of agriculture, if not for exportation, but at least to satisfy the needs of its population. So let's look at the production of crude oil in Nigeria. Large deposits of crude oil have been discovered in Nigeria, both onshore and offshore. In 1937, exploration for crude oil began with Shell, given the right to explore and work in Nigeria. And after so many years, crude oil was discovered in 1956, and that marked the beginning of the oil boom and development of the oil industry in Nigeria. Many oil fields have been discovered since then, and many oil exploration companies are operating in Nigeria. Example are Mobil, Ajib, Texaco, we have Chevron, we have Shell, and many others. They're all exploring in Nigeria. And we have oil wells in the Niger Delta. We even have a refinery in Kaduna where oil is being explored. Nigeria has made a lot of progress in the development of its oil industry. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has the sole responsibility of managing the government's interest in oil. So NNPC is actually to ensure that Nigeria's interest is well managed in the exploration of oil, because all these foreign companies are coming to Nigeria. Somebody has to stand as a front for them, and that is the function of the NNPC. So crude oil refineries have been built in Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna to produce petroleum and other petroleum products. But there is a problem. These refineries have not been well managed, and Nigeria has resorted to having to import refined petroleum. Petroleum products are being imported. Imagine a country that excavates petrol, crude oil, and as with refineries, but because these refineries are not well maintained, they are not producing up to capacity, and so Nigeria has to do import, and this is having a huge toll on our economy because lots of money has to be used in importation. Nigeria is a member of OPEC. OPEC means Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and this organization is actually to ensure that it protects the interests of all the countries that are actually exporting petroleum. The next area we're going to look at is the liquefied natural gas. Nigeria is also very rich in natural gas. In fact, till date, lots of natural gas is being flared off, wasting into the atmosphere because we do not have the capacity to turn it into consumable products. Natural gas is another of Nigeria's major exports. Nigeria is endowed with the world's 10th largest gas reserves. Scientists estimate that Nigeria's reserve of natural gas exceeds its oil reserves. Natural gas can be used in the home for cooking, and it can also be used to generate large amounts of energy. But are we using that in the country? Unfortunately, no. Gas is still quite expensive for many households, and We are not using gas to generate electricity, which is something that we can actually explore. The industry is not well developed as the crude oil, but it has the potential to become a large source of revenue for the country. So if the country actually focuses on developing the industry, it's going to yield us lots and lots of revenue. So to develop this industry, the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Company, NLNG, has constructed a liquefied natural gas facility in Bonny Island in the Niger Delta. This facility will enable Nigeria to unearth its natural gas reserves. And we're going to look at OPEC. In the late 1950s, the amount of oil produced worldwide was greater than the demand. The amount of oil was greater than the demand. And that meant that the price of oil dropped because the law of demand and supply is the more the supply, if supply is more than demand, the prices will drop. If everybody is selling water in sachets, everybody is everywhere, and very few people need it, what will happen? The price will will go down because the demand is low. But if the supply is small and the demand is very, very high, everybody wants it, but those who have it are very, very few, then the price will go high. So because the demand for oil was very low, the price was very, very low as well. So these countries came together to try to see how they can actually work and prevent such a crisis from happening. So OPEC was formed. OPEC is connected with coordinating the crude oil policies of its member states. What this means is that OPEC determines how much crude oil is being produced and sold amongst its member states. So it can regulate the price of oil. So OPEC can decide that, Nigeria, we shouldn't produce more than this. Saudi Arabia, don't produce more than this. Venezuela, don't produce more than this. So that the supply will be at an advantage to the demand. Because if the supply is too high and the demand is low, the prices will fall down. OPEC uses different methods to control the price of oil. When oil supplies are low among non-OPEC members, the demand is high. OPEC will increase its high price. Once the demand is high, to increase its oil prices. OPEC also determines how much crude oil its members may produce. There are 11 members in OPEC. How many? 11, and you can read them here in your book. We have Algeria, Indonesia, Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Venezuela. How many African countries do we have in OPEC? That's one of your test questions which I want you to know. You're going to have to look at that. We have Ecuador, and then we have Gabon. So all these are members of OPEC, and the headquarters is in Vienna in Austria. I want you to read the lesson summary to get more understanding, and if you have any questions, please ask on the group. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.